If you're an MBA HR fresher or a BBA graduate trying to apply everywhere possible but you get no interview calls, it's not because of the bad market, it's not because of the competition, it's because you are still applying like a student and not as a HR professional. HR jobs are not given to the students, they are given to job ready beginners, and there is a huge difference. But not to worry, in this video, I will let you know how to bridge that gap between being an absolute student to a job ready beginner. Let's begin. The number one reason why you do not get job as a HR fresher is because you do not really understand what HR actually does. I know what you're thinking, that you will get to know about it only when you start working on the job. That is not true. And if you are thinking in that direction, you are just comforting yourself and your ego and nothing else. If you look around, even for technical students, when they get a job as a fresher, they know how to code. They know that they will be working on building that code. It's a different thing that they do not know yet what they will be building or where exactly they'll be using that code. But they know that they'll be working on that code and they know how to code programming. Likewise, as a HR, you should be knowing what HR actually does, what are the day-to-day tasks, what actual skill goes into being a HR. And when you get on the job, you'll be able to understand how to do that job well. But first, you need to understand it yourself, that what the job would be. And now let's discuss the steps that you need to take to bridge this gap and to become job ready and to finally land in a job. Let's call it a 45-day roadmap. In first and second week, try to understand what real HR work is, not MBA theory, the real work. To do that, first download at least 20 job descriptions for a HR executive role from Naukri.com, from LinkedIn, and from Indeed. And then create a sheet. On one hand, write all the skills that are repeated in every single JD or is repeated in most of the job descriptions that you have downloaded. Write those skills. Say there are 6-7 those skills. It can include the soft skills, the comm skills, the tools, and other HR skills. List everything down. And then in the second column, score yourself from 1 to 10 for each of those skills. If you are not already at a 70% score of that list, then you are not job ready, and then do not complain that why you are not getting it. Even if you are applying to 100 jobs, you will not get it if you are not at least above 70% of score in that list. Now let's work towards improving that score or fixing that score. In your next second to third week window, build a fake but real experience. Let me explain. Create offer letters with the help of a template in Word format. Create onboarding checklist and practice by making that checklist for different employees. Then draft exit checklist. Prepare salary structure in Excel sheet and design a simple leave tracker, employee leave tracker in a sheet. Here is an example of how you can practice that experience, that exposure before joining a company, and which you can actually mention in your interviews that you have done that, and it will change the game for you. Do exercise like create an offer letter for 18,000 per month HR executive in a Delhi-based startup company with 6 months of probation and 30 days of notice period. When you got all the inputs, that what is the CTC, where is the company based, what will be the probation period, what will be the notice period, then how you will frame this offer letter. So you have to practice doing exercises like this. You get the scenarios and practice them for yourself and see how you generate that letter. Because to generate that letter, if you have the CTC, you will generate a breakup of the CTC as well. You'll practice that. You'll practice where the notice period and the probation language will go in the offer letter. So you will practice that. And once you are done with generating the offer letter for this employee, then you move on to creating an onboarding checklist for this employee, because the next step is onboarding. Once you have received the acknowledgement of that offer letter and the person has signed the offer letter, the next step is this. And there are tons of ways you can do this practice online and you can help yourself. But if you are somebody who need help in that, you need everything structured, you need these templates and you need to practice this exercise and you need CTC calculator and all of that help, then you can choose to enroll in my HR course that is designed to provide you real HR exposure, like practical skills. So anyways, the point is that you practice yourself doing it, so that when next time you appear for interview and the interviewer asks you what practical exposure do you have, you can very confidently say, I have created offer letter formats, onboarding trackers, salary breakup structures, and leave management sheets. And all of a sudden, you will sound employable. and the interviewer will be immediately impressed because you'll stand out as somebody who has done his or her homework, have put in the effort to really do those things what is required at the job, and not like a clueless lazy fresher who just keeps complaining and do not take any step to learn things now that everything is available on the internet. And then in week 3 to 4, you work on your tool confidence. If you are not comfortable using MS Excel, you are not ready to be HR yet. I'm not saying that you have to learn the really difficult advanced Excel formulas or you have to implement VB in it. I'm not saying any of that. But the basic formulas, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, your pivot tables, pivot charts, conditional formatting, these all comes into basic and they are used day in and out in HR. And most of the companies rely on MS Excel before they make a jump to any expensive HRMS tools. And even if the company has some fancy HRMS tools, the reports that are downloaded or generated in those tools come in form of MS Excel only. So you should be able to use MS Excel to analyze the data there as well. So as soon as you will make yourself more comfortable with using MS Excel, you will come more closer to getting that HR job as a fresher. And then in final weeks, week 4 and 5, you start with smart application strategy. The strategy here is that instead of mass applying, you have to apply to step 1 is only look for job which says 0 to 1, 0 to 2 years of experience and has a job description of HR executive, HR coordinator or HR ops kind of role. That is step 1. Look for those. Step 2 is once you have found that there is a posting related to that, look at the job description and then tweak your resume as per that job description. Yes, if you are applying to 5 jobs, you will tweak your resume 5 times. Answer to that is yes. You cannot apply with the same resume to 5 job description. If the job description matches 100% to each other, then you can apply with the same resume, but I highly doubt that never happens. So you will have to tweak your resume 5 times, and that is the reason we are not mass applying, because when you mass apply, if you apply to hundreds of the jobs, you cannot tweak your resume 100 times. That's humanly not possible in like 1 or 2 days. That's just not possible. So do not waste your time. You are anyway not going to get any calls from that mass applying. So use this strategy, tweak your resume and then apply. And step number 3 is if you can find that person on LinkedIn. Usually if it is on LinkedIn, you'll find the person who posted it. If it is on naukri.com, the recruiter name is visible sometimes. You at that time, it will not be applicable 100% of the time, but if you can locate the person on LinkedIn, you can then message them saying that you saw this opportunity and you have applied and you would love to take this forward with the company. So these 3 steps, though very basic, helps to increase your chances to get into the interview of that job, because obviously not 100% of the time recruiters will reply to your messages because they get tons of that, but many times they will, and the opportunity will then knock on your door. So do not skip doing all of that. And now let's discuss what not to do. Absolute no. Do not write hardworking and passionate HR aspirant. That doesn't help. Do not say I want to learn. They are not hiring you to make you learn or train. Don't expect 5 LPA without any skill. Do not target only MNCs. This is a very big mistake that people do, especially freshers, that they'll target only MNCs as if there is no other company in the world, and then they say that they never get a response. Obviously, you are not going to get a response if you apply to MNC because they have already a long queue of people who are waiting for their response. If you go anywhere to shop anything or to take anything, will you be in a queue which has less people, or will you want to be in a queue which has like 2,000 people already lined up? I mean, that's common sense. Use your brain. And do remember that first few months will be operational heavy. There will be a lot of documentation and it's going to be between 15K to 18K kind of salary. So do not shy away from it. It's just a phase and you will eventually grow it if you have the right strategy. And now let me give you the interview script. Now when interviews say that what experience do you have or what exposure do you have, do not say that I've done the internship or I've applied for the internship or I did some project in my college. Instead of that, say I have worked on onboarding documentation, salary structure drafting, employee data management through structured practice and internship exposure. This is positioning, and in this one sentence you have told the interviewer that you have exposure to so many things of letters and then doing the checklist, onboarding, employee management. In a little brief, you have showcased that you have actually worked, you have the skills, you have the exposure, and that makes all the difference. And please understand, if you do not know how to create these documents, you do not know how to do a compensation structure, you do not know how to generate a salary breakup, you do not know the compliance basic India employment, then you are not job ready yet. So please work on these skills before you apply anywhere. And as I said, if you need help in that, in my HR course I teach exactly that. You get downloadable templates to do the exercise yourself and to get the hands-on exposure experience. And that's how you bridge the gap between a student and a job ready professional. With that, we came to the end of this video, guys. I hope you found it helpful, and you keep on watching more content on HR Destination to be a successful HR, and I will see you in my next one. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.